Tony, the formula was a little different this time than the last time you were here. Did you feel like defense is going to have to carry this team a lot of nights?
Tonight it had to. The defense and the rebounding was significant for us. Those were two very new, inexperienced teams playing. You saw some struggles from both teams, but I thought our ability, we made just enough plays offensively and did enough nice things. But and you say, well, look at your three-point shooting, look at your turnovers. I see that, and that has to be worked on and improved. But because of our ability to defend and rebound, that's what won us the game. And I think our size and length was effective at times. And I know neither team was high level in certain ways, but I don't apologize for our guys, how hard they worked to prepare, how hard they defended, and obviously there were some nerves and all that.
Casey spent a lot of time on the lectures. This player, as a freshman, could you tell right away that he was going to be a quick study?
Well, we challenged him. I think he was well prepared from his high school and AAU days, and he can spread out and guard the ball, and he's physical, and he understands that about himself. That's his identity, and he'll get more comfortable, hopefully offensively, but he had his hands full, and that was the challenge we put before him. And I thought he did a good job. And then when Braxton was on him, Braxton did a good job. Two strong physical guys, and then the big guys. We were big at the rim, so. But, yeah, no, Casey, he was a good defender on the ball, and he's continuing to get better at being continuous and working on his anticipation off the ball.
How would you assess Jay Huff's game?
Yeah, I thought Jay had real good practices leading up. His length, I think Mamadi and Jay's length was significant, but Jay did a good job. I was kind of teasing Kihei. I was like, man, 3 more assists and you get your triple-double. I read the rebounds out to the team after. I said, all right, I said, Mamadi, 6 rebounds. I said, Braxton, 10, nice job. I said, Jay, 12, great. And I said, wait a second, Kihei, 11 rebounds. So that's amazing. But I think the length of Jay, 12 rebounds, and then, is that 5 of 6 or 5 of, I think that's what it says, his finishing, and he had 1 block. He's got good hands and is agile, and he kind of contorted his body that one time, and that was a big basket for us where he got stuck down there and made an and one. So he did a good job last year here in that spot, and he's long behind the zone, and he did some nice things. And I thought Mamadi did a good job when we put him in the high post. Not sure, but I know we have to be good defensively. That will be very significant for how good we can be. But I think our team understands that will be a very important aspect of it. There's the size and there's the physicality, and I think the willingness, and it starts with willingness. If there's no willingness, then you're wasting your time. And there's willingness by the coaching staff for sure, and there's willingness and buy-in and purpose by the young men to do it. It's one game, but we worked hard. And again, Syracuse was new. They missed some shots and didn't play their best. I get all that. But you sometimes have to say, who are we? And you're still trying to figure that out. But I think it will definitely be a defensive team because we weren't a three-point shooting team or an efficient with the ball team tonight, so we did it differently.
Tony, I asked Jim a similar question. Obviously, no coach ever wants to start on the road to begin the season. I think that'd be true of all 353 guys that coach in the sport. But where do you land on facing a conference opponent and getting a legitimate challenge against a big conference school right off the bat, regardless of when you start the season?
24 hours ago, my answer was different than right now at this moment. No, when the ACC was going to go to 20 games with the ACC network, it was an opportunity to get inventory, to get excitement, and I don't think they'll do this every year. I think this was just for this year. I don't know, maybe I'm speaking out of school, but we, they mentioned it to us in our head coaches meetings, and we mulled over it, and then the next thing you know, we were doing it, and then we said, oh man, we're on the road. It is what it is. You show up and you play, and sometimes playing in a tough setting, against a quality, respected, great coach, quality, respected team, it makes you guys, we got to be ready, and there's a fear factor to it or a concern factor. So from that standpoint, it was good. but I don't know. I mean, 20 games, ACC Network, it was happening. We thought it was a good decision. The higher-ups who know a lot more than I do.
Did you use it as a motivating, or did any of the coaches use it as a motivating tactic for you guys? Hey, we just won the national championship, and now we're being forced to start the season on the road. First time in 52 years, shout out to David Teal for looking that up, that a reigning national champion has had to start the season on the road. So was that a motivating tactic for the guys?
This team is so different and so new. It really, maybe I thought about it a little bit like it was more just, man, we're starting on the road and, we're at Syracuse, this kind of zone. That's a unique game, but I thought about it for a second, but it wasn't brought up to our team. It wasn't at all talked about with our players. It's just such a different group. Perhaps if we had our whole team back, might have said, okay, here you are, but that team's gone. This is our team. This is a different time, and we understand that.
Did you go into the game thinking that he did not get in foul trouble, that he would go the whole way?
He's pretty important for this team, and I thought his heart and toughness showed, and his ability to stick some shots and make plays, guard, all that. I just was trying to watch him and monitor him. I had an opportunity to possibly take him out and put someone else in, and I asked him. A couple timeouts were taken, and I just was gauging him. And he probably is not going to be honest if you ask him, "You okay?" Yep. But I just was trying to look, and he's got a motor. He's got he's got a heart in terms of his endurance and his toughness. So I figured he'd have to be out there the majority, or if not all, if he's stayed up. His rebounding, come on, he's been, we had to clean the glass. But no, that's because our guys did a good job of blocking out, and our guards have to come back and help, rebound and spear rebound, sort of spot the ball and then get in there.
Along those lines, I forget which player was telling us that one of your scrimmages against Georgetown BC, that you guys had an issue with long rebounds and not being able to corral it. Is that something that you and the staff kind of emphasized to your team? And Kihei was kind of the beneficiary.
Yeah, a lot, for sure. We emphasize that a lot. I mean, there's certain things that you have to do. We always say, let's pick the things that'll help us eliminate losing. Before we can win, you got to eliminate losing. And if you can't defensive rebound or make honest efforts, and everyone doing it, and if your guy isn't going on the glass and you're a guard and you're not engaged in the rebounding, then you're wasting your time and you're hurting our team. So the ability when a shot goes up to say, okay, my guy's not going to the glass, I got to get to spots, dart to spots, and then have a nose for the ball. That was, we really got hurt a couple of scrimmages, so we showed a lot and work on that, and got to keep working on it.